Happy Halloween. Wait, what was that? Halloween's already over? Well, let's just play the movie anyway.
Oh.
Okay, roll the clip. Oh, and I should also ask, unfortunately, this game does not have subtitles, so when cutscenes play, we are going to have to, keep it quiet just for those cutscenes because they never had subtitles in the sacred years
This
of
show
the 90s.
needs subtitles.
I said it exactly, silly. So, recorded straight from Logan's friend, this is a game that came out long back into the Dreamcast's heyday, and funny enough, it also stars a couple of Sonic VOs. This is Illbleed.
Oh.
Sorry, did I say 90s? I meant early 2000s. And yes, this was recorded very graciously by my friend Mechasonic43. They stream on Twitch. Please follow their work and stuff. Let us now begin with a interesting high school speech and topic.
Oh.
Portrayed by Rouge the Bat.
For as long as I can remember, my family ran what we called a horror caravan. We hauled this house of horrors around from town to town, trying to give people a new thrill, a new nightmare.
I must say, it's quite amazing
I
she
kinda
can
like
say all this
traveling.
without moving her
All that
lips.
gruesome
Why not
story
that was
got to me
James?
after a while.
Why are we whispering? Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, she had to test out all of the traps her father invented.
My
Ouch.
dad was always conjuring up new devices, tricks, and traps, each one scarier than the last. Guess who he tried them out on? Yep, me.
Story of my life.
2020 in a house.
Cutting me up a little.
Yep.
I mean, you have to be brave to walk through a den of snakes or
Rest in peace,
try to
Kirby.
avoid trapdoors to make it to your room. I was a pretty fearless kid by the
No, not
time
that
I was
Kirby, for
5,
those wondering.
thanks to my
Right.
fearsome father. He fed on others' fears and was never satisfied.
Are you sure your dad wasn't the
My mom
scarecrow?
couldn't stand how obsessed
More on that
he'd
later.
gotten, so she thankfully
It's
divorced
bothering me
him
that
when
she's
I
not
was
moving her
6.
lips when talking.
Yet I had
It's dated. It's fine.
Her hands are fused together. How can she do finger puppets?
red water bath soothed me.
I mean, it's the Dreamcast. Despite how impressive it was for its time, it definitely has aged in spots.
If anyone gets
So,
that
after
reference,
the speech competition was
let
over,
me know.
So, how'd I do?
Erico Christie.
Hey, Erico.
That was great.
Hi, Sonic.
Yep. Brian Drummond himself, and I don't know who Brock is over here.
I'll look him up. But yeah, these are her friends, Kevin Kurtzman and Randy Fairbanks.
Wow, these are the
Both
most
idiots.
generic names I ever heard.
And then there's their third friend, the
Who's the
green-haired
psychic?
one.
The cliche psychic of this era.
What, Michelle?
Michelle.
Why didn't you listen to Erico's speech?
I don't need to.
What?
I know she'll win.
Oh, okay.
Here, take a look at this.
What did we get?
It says voice actor unknown. Oh.
I'll look it up. Oh, darn.
Pepco promotion.
Yeah. We got tickets to go to Michael Reynolds, her father, who'd have thunk it, a theme park he owns known as Illbleed.
No sweat.
God, she looks high.
You are.
Oh, actually, according to behind the voice actor, it's Lanny Manila also voices Michelle Waters.
I kind of saw that coming.
And yeah, Randy's voiced by voice unknown, name and address withheld.
I guess he was just an intern.
Maybe.
Why? You just said in your speech to conquer your fear and surpass the odds. Come on, we can test your theory.
Sounds like we're trying to be superheroes.
Again, just looking at looking at him, it's like
It's just a
Brock got buff.
whenever Brock got buff and he tried his damnedest to open his eyes and now he can't close them anymore.
Those are not his eyes, those are his eyebrows.
$100 million.
Okay, back to plot. Sorry, because I did the one thing I said I wasn't going to do. They need to go to Illbleed, and apparently if you can survive, because apparently this park can kill people.
Oh.
If you can go to the park, go through all the attractions, and survive, you get $100 million.
I'm down with that.
You guys are
And
crazy.
all her friends, are, of course, are seeing dollar bills in them eyes.
For real?
I'm looking at another site. It says Nick Jonas. Huh?
Close enough.
Yep, you heard me.
I'm not sure if that's
Okay, Your
correct though.
Highness. Then we
Probably.
have
Ah,
a
well, we
slave
won't-
shall
we
bring
won't
back
just sleep
the
over it.
$100 million, and you'll be sorry.
I can't wait to commune with the undead.
Honestly, I'm just thinking, I'm just wondering, like,
And hack my way to fame and fear.
Yes, Mr. Ashdead. Thank you.
didn't need to hear any of that.
We'll catch you later, Erico.
Apparently, he
So-
voiced Mighty the Armadillo.
Oh.
Maybe.
Mighty and Mighty.
I don't think that's right.
In
I don't-
Sonic Boom: Search for the Chaos Emerald.
Oh.
That sounds like a fan-made thing.
That does. So, moving on, we're going to just avoid the voice acting talk for now and get back to the plot of Illbleed. So, Eriko did not go to Illbleed on her own whim. It was more so that she was chasing after her friends because she doesn't want to see them get killed.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention to the object of the sight. That was my bad.
It's
fine.
okay.
Anyway,
It's
few
Imagine
days-
casting.
Ah.
I am so
I'll-
sorry.
Yeah,
Also, I
it's
almost thought
okay. I was sort of confused on wait, Mighty actually has a voice?
High school
Well, I mean, okay, he had one in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, but that was in
They
Japanese.
had special invites.
My bad.
Oh, hello. Go to the left.
Oh, he gets subtitles and they don't?
What?
It's because he's
Because
mumbling.
you can't have any words at all. It's Donald Duck syndrome.
Oh. Even
So,
Donald Duck
it's
can
been a
have
couple-
subtitles
so
and we
yeah.
can understand him.
So as you saw there, it's been a few days. Haven't heard any word from our friends. And, yeah, we gotta go try and track them down and hopefully escape.
Yay.
Just, terribly sorry for all the banter, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the intro is very freaking long, so it would be kind of weird for us to not say anything regarding everything that just happened.
And we're just
and we're gonna do
talkers.
and I'm gonna do my best to try and prevent, again, talking over cutscenes because, again, no subtitles, unfortunately. But if we ever do, I will do my best to try and
Erico,
censor
the
everyone out.
ER's over that way. Weren't you gonna go check on your friends?
Mecha's going through this place first because this is where we get our main tutorial for the game.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Mecha Reynolds. You may remember me from such films as I'll show you the most important parts of how to get through this place alive. So you probably are already noticing the rather bizarre HUD that we were dealing with.
Yeah, tell us all about that, Logan.
Sure thing. So the HUD is not, trying to confuse you, is that all of Eriko's senses are going to have to come into play here. So the main gimmick of this game first requires us to get something called the horror monitor, which you can always find in every level by looking for when your sight, hearing, smell, and sixth sense are all going off the charts. Now that we have the horror monitor, we can bring it up and enter a first-person perspective kind of thing. And what the horror monitor does is that we can spend sanity points to which are captured in the lower left, or when we get them later. Oh, sorry, adrenaline. We can spend adrenaline to leave little dots. And these little dots, the way they work is that if we ended up going near something, nothing special will happen for the most part unless one of your 4 main senses up there are about to be triggered by something that could potentially be shocking, like shock events. That's why you need to use some adrenaline points with the horror monitor to try and kind of like predict, given that this is a hearing related spook, since the hearing sense is going off the charts, that must mean that I should maybe put something near that phone, since that phone would make sound, and if you guess correctly, the scare will not happen, and you'll actually be awarded with some adrenaline sanity points and some health.
I'm confused.
It's something, it'll make more sense the further we go into it, but one thing that will definitely be said regarding Illbleed's mechanics is that while the main focus of the game is to try to decipher as much of these scares as possible so you don't have to get scared yourself, it also sort of... Part of this game's charm is more or less, experiencing those spooks yourself. So in some ways, it's more fun to put yourself at a disadvantage.
Except you do have to be careful for a number of things, is that you have a health, you have a heartbeat monitor in the lower right, and yes, you could suffer a heart attack if it gets too high, and you also have to be wary of, there is at times some odd combat that we have to deal with.
What a lovely ER.
Yeah.
We'll be going there later to try and get upgrades for our character and or buy health, things like that. The cinema zone is where all the action's at. Those are our stages, so I guess we'll start off there.
Alright, so where to first?
The stage 1.
Damn it, I didn't kill
Run
it.
of death.
Jimmy, my son.
A gnat.
Let's see, Minnesota House Cinema, and we can get a prize of $10,000 if we can survive it.
Really? Well then, what are we
Except
waiting
as you
for?
notice there, it says maximum prize because there are things that can happen that can deduct how much money we get if we're not careful.
Oh.
So that's about it. So we'll get into... And I can talk over this because if I'm correct, this has like a narration to explain the horror story we're about to go into. And again, I would say don't worry, Celia. It's all the mechanics of me trying to talk over that stuff probably was a lot to take in, but I think once you start seeing it like in action, it becomes a little bit easier to understand what's going on with it. So first we have a pretty standard, I guess, creepy haunted house haunting kind of story with the story of Jimmy and his father, Mr. Banbalo. And apparently Jimmy was a grand baseball player. But then, let's see.
But then the incident happened.
Oh no.
Where he took a really big bat to the head.
No, not only that, freaking like, apparently some teenagers have been playing with fire while Jimmy and his dad were playing ball, and the inn, because of those damn teenagers playing with fire up in the top story room, set the whole house on fire, and Jimmy got burned inside as well when he went to try and grab some of his stuff, and Mr. Banbalo got burned trying to get out of there, and it's a whole mess.
Ooh, so
Oh
we're
no,
dealing
with those
with a
eyes, he has witnessed some shit.
So we're dealing with a father and son killer team here?
Well, no, the son's dead, but this is definitely like, this is the kind of, it's like a Friday the 13th kind of thing where the father's killing in revenge.
Ah. Oh, well, who's to say who's not killing all these people just so he can give Jimmy some playmates?
The home realm
Oh,
of
come on.
death.
And yes, that's a fun little fact for anybody who's never seen the movies. The Friday the 13th, the first movie, Jason isn't in it at all. It's his mother.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
Huh.
did not know that.
Then in the sequels, it just became Jason. They kind of just dropped the mother plot all entirely. So,
Damn.
your mission is to calm the anger of Banbalo. His only weakness is Jimmy. Though he is mad, he quickly drops his guard when he thinks of Jimmy. Memories of Jimmy is the key to the mission.
I'm thinking of just Jimmy Neutron. Just pop in a show of Jimmy Neutron
my-
and then he'll be staying there for
50K.
hours.
Not bad, my bad, not 10K, 50K. So now here are the stage requirements. So if we can keep all the requirements around those levels, we can get the full $50,000.
Also, okay, so from the looks of it, it looks like Erico's not the only playable character in this game, assuming you know what you're doing.
Right. It's you do have to try and save the. Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez!
Oh,
Ow!
we got hurt.
Yeah,
Right,
by a
now
bunch
we're
of
bleeding.
bricks.
And that red meter is our bleeding meter, and oh no, another spook. Oh,
No
that wasn't as
spook.
bad.
No spook for
Sometimes
you.
that was.
So yeah. Oh no, that's a spook.
Okay, so look.
Okay, that got
so
me
looks
that
like
time.
looks like Mechasonic's taking the fun route after all.
Well, we have to at the moment because those ones are like pretty much required because once, as they said in the tutorial, in each stage the horror monitor is taken away from you. We need to find it before we can start trying to stop these traps.
I'm
Alright,
probably gonna be
well.
screaming at spooks, I'm sorry.
No
It's
pressure.
okay.
Hang on, all four mirrors are going nuts, which must mean the horror monitor is near.
Hold in.
There it is.
Yoink.
Okay, and again, sight, hearing, and smell are the main ones you need to try and find the spooks. Sixth sense, if that's ever going up. Oh, sight.
There.
Sight is going up mad, so it must be. He is predicting.
Oh, Ricky.
Don't do that. No, oh, smell as well. So, I can't talk over it all the gameplay all the time because again, Mechasonic was, oh cool, he predicted one correctly. Because again, this was all on him. This is one of his favorite games, and he usually plays and streams this usually every Halloween. And oh cool, deep breath. That's an item that allows us to gain some adrenaline and try and lower our heart rate a bit.
I mean,
Oops.
have you? I mean, beyond this, do you usually see him do full runs? Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Sick.
He's no. Oh yeah, he does full runs of this game. Like he does the perfect. He even goes for the perfect run, the perfect ending. Which yes, this commentary will be capturing that perfect ending. Which, for the sake of editing, don't worry. I think my biggest issue with this game, in terms of its pacing, is that to get the perfect ending, you basically have to beat the game twice.
Oh,
Yeah, it's literal ghost and goblin shit going on here. Which I mean,
God.
appropriate considering this is horror themed.
Yeah, no, I think so. And yeah, Sixth Sense is basically used to find items. Let's see if he was correct with that sight trap.
Survey says. Nope.
yes, he would.
Or no, wait.
No, he was right because we saw it before it fell while we were above it.
Okay, so
we
you
can
do
avoid it.
still sort of see the trap. It's just that you don't fall for it.
Right, sometimes the traps can fail. And thus we're it.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
scared
good.
already.
Yeah. I don't like that painting though.
Mr.
No pressure.
Banbaloo.
Is that a shark up there?
I think that's collapsed wooden beams. Let's look around, see if we can find some items.
I guess it should also be said, ladies and gentlemen, like, I'm definitely somewhat familiar with Illbleed, though most of my experience with the game, well, I do remember vaguely...
Salad.
How long has that salad been
That's a
sitting there?
disgusting looking salad.
Yeah.
30 years.
But yeah, you said your experience with the game?
I did see at least a decent amount of a playthrough, like, years ago. Like, I want to say, like, into the early 2010s, maybe earlier than that. Though the most I do remember about this game is one particular little factoid, or maybe one little event we'll be seeing around late game.
Right. It's
And I think those of you that do know about Illbleed probably know what I'm referring to.
It is a weird trip of a game, but I mean, I gotta say, like, it's kind of what makes me personally, like, I find some charm in how just bug nuts it can be.
Yeah, seriously. Hype, what do you think of Illbleed?
Just like what you...
Jesus.
But I'm...
What the fuck, man?
Gotcha that time.
Gazoom tight.
I trusted you.
I was waiting a good 16 minutes to scare you people.
Damn.
I even had the...
Nice
I
job.
can see that you had the Jason mask and everything.
You did it. But yeah, no, I am curious. Like, so I know you're aware of that thing. Have you had any other exposure or experience seeing anything from Illbleed?
Nope.
That's fair.
I mean,
That
that's
answers
fair.
that.
I don't know how well it did actually in terms of as a Dreamcast game. I know.
I don't think it sold very well. To be fair, this was also a late launch for the system. Like it said it came out in 2001, which was literally the last year like the Dreamcast really had anything. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh there.
Monster.
It's Mr. Banbaloo.
Oh.
Oh.
But the trap failed, so we didn't get to get spooked by him. But yeah, that'll be him later. Also, this game. Also, if you haven't already caught on by now, this game lacks any and all sense of subtlety. So just you go into this expecting a really fun little wacky romp. It's
I
not
smell
like,
something rank.
Uh-oh.
something's happening here. Oh, he did it correctly. Cool.
Cool.
It will get harder. Like here, it's pretty easy because these are like. It's just a narrow hallway with very few points. The levels will become harder to determine because it could be some because you could have a situation where it's like, okay, it's a smell trap, but there are like 5 different sources all in this one room, and now you have no real way of knowing unless you spend the adrenaline to guess all of them just in case.
Yeah, like this is literally the world's most dangerous game of hot and cold you'll ever find.
It kind of is, yeah. It pretty much works just like that, and I guess I'll agree that I can definitely see why it has a cult.
What the? Oh, that's right. This game also has random battles.
Right. So the Sixth Sense allowed Mecha to know that to also see there's an item or an enemy encounter, and he can try to take him down to get some goodies. Although currently we're equipped with just our basic slap, which isn't doing too hot. If we go to that helipad thing, the idea is that it works kind of like in Paper Mario, where you have to like hold a button or tap it quickly to try and escape in time. Don't worry, we can lose a lot of blood for some reason. Hey, we won.
Oh.
Also, I guess if that blood meter reaches past that arrow, then you start taking like some sort of damage.
Oh, we probably started losing health over time. So yeah, we got.
It's a good thing we got some gauze wrap.
Yep, and some soda.
Hazzy.
And we'll use this to try and calm ourselves down.
Take deep
I
breaths.
will admit, like, I can definitely see how this became a cult classic, but I can also see
Steak
how,
dinner.
like, I can also see how this probably didn't catch on with a lot of people, mainly with a lot of resource management with all of these different stats on top of each other.
Oh yeah, no, this is very much an acquired taste when it comes to horror games. I mean, just the general premise in and of itself is interesting. It's just that there's a lot of factors to take in order to actually, play it.
Right.
Like this may be goofier than Resident Evil, but it's a little more complicated.
Yeah. So Mecha there just also found something called the calculator, which now that's been plugged into the horror monitor, now we can see, in case we weren't doing so hot, definitely that's going to be a freaking alarm, because, how to put it, in case you weren't doing so well with stopping the spooks,
Speaking of which,
Oh.
Banbaloo's hand,
That's a big hat.
the calculator would allow you to determine, how likely it was that you would suffer a heart attack and die if you saw the next spook, just to see how well you were doing and or see if you really should be, playing a little bit more carefully. Oh, thank goodness, just soda.
You realize that you know that sequel's filled with
Blood.
gunk, right? Yes.
Gunk and blood, and speaking of blood, I'm sure he's fine, right?
No.
Aw, poor James.
Let's be careful.
He a rag
I'll
doll.
just stay down there because we made that trap fail.
Eh.
I guess I'll
I've seen
also,
this shit a million times.
and since I guess I'll also be honest in that the plots are really funny. Still, I'll say like the little like events we're gonna see are gonna be great. And again, Mecca's kind of an expert at this game, so he will do his best to avoid the spooks. If it has already been obvious though, especially when we get later into the game, the spooks will be randomly placed and randomly assigned. So there is an essence. There is like. He won't be perfect, which is, as James already put earlier, it's totally fine with us. We get to see some entertaining stuff happen.
Yep.
But I guess apologies in advance in case our commentary, like, to keep it from just being, look at that, oh, he's about to do this. Honestly, it'll probably be a little more laid back. Maybe just talk about random, like, either some random things or like our experience with horror in general.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we could just, in some way, we could just treat half of it kind of like we did Astro's Playroom, where it really was just us going off, ooh, shit, never mind.
No,
I was only going to have to go like, ooh, look at this, ooh, look at that. Then suddenly a fucking fly flew in my mouth, and I'm like, hell, I get shit to the ER. It's getting spooky. No, not that ER. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. See you all for the next part of Illbleed.
Bye-bye. Bye. Hug the ceiling, quick!
The fat one's dead. Now for the rodent.